welcome back to another episode of my Sims 4 Covenant Legacy Challenge. My name is Ronald the Simmer, and this is Season 3, Episode 9. A month later, the Princess Orlin would grow. She was a comely girl with beautiful silver hair and her mother's black-red eyes. As heiress, she would settle in the chambers her Aunt Arwen once did, when she was heir to Moira, decorated to her liking. The princess was quick, already getting into her studies, many at court saying she was a studious queen in the making. Despite that, there was something sinister about Orlin. She was different from the other children. At Gaia's old ruins, another wedding was happening. Royal Lady Thea Crescent and Prince Hephaestus would tie the knot. The two would throw their offerings to their goddess, asking for a healthy union. The now pregnant Mother Sarah voiced the rights to the wedded couple, allowing them to join hands in matrimony. However, while there was a celebration in order for Thea, back at LOD Castle was a surprise for our queen. Princess Minerva and Tris Freya have finally arrived, but they are not alone. Prince Father Victor had come. He wanted to know the truth of what's been happening while he's been away. Though the Prince Father was banished from court, he came to Sirius under false pretenses that Moira allowed him to visit. And so, he waited for his daughter to return, awaiting within her royal bedchambers. Hey guys! So right now we are at the wedding of Royal Lady Thea Crescent's, and right now we are in celebration of her wedding at the old Gaia ruins. Guys, eventually at one point I will, I think, turn this place into an actual temple. Maybe now that people are starting to come here more often, Moira might start to look into actually creating. Oh my God, it's Nara's birthday. Crazy. So many birthdays. Maybe the queen might actually start looking into creating this into an actual temple for weddings to happen. But anyway, guys, as you guys saw in the beginning of the episode, there was a lot of things. Tris Persephone has discovered that Princess Hestia has a secret. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, okay. Um, where did Thea go? Here she is. She's right now just eating a little bit. I'm gonna get her back inside of her wedding outfit. But yes, a lot of things has happened in the beginning of the episode. And one thing in particular that has happened, guys, is the fact that Princess Orlin, why is she not in her formal wear? That's kind of confusing me. Oh, no. Cancel. Dresser, formal wear. But yes, guys, Princess Orlin has aged up into a child, guys. She's no longer a toddler. This happened actually off screen because basically at the end of the last episode, I had stayed at Hollow Castle for a little bit longer, and she ended up aging up off screen, guys. And the trait that she randomized was evil. So, guys, we have an evil little princess, which I was not expecting Orlin to be. But yes, she has aged up, guys. She has aged up. And I do want to discuss a little bit about Orlin's personality as the episode progresses. But I'm going to give a reasoning as to why I think she may have turned out evil. And yeah, and then of course, guys, as we all know from the last episode, Prince Victor was definitely going to be on his way to Sirius. And as the queen was traveling to the wedding of Thea a month later, this is all happening a month later after the events of Hollow. So basically the queen was traveling. She got word that Minerva was on her way. Little does she know her father is with Minerva. But they are right now at the castle, awaiting for Moira's return from the wedding festivities. So the queen has no idea that her father is at home right now, but she's gonna come home to a rude awakening when she does eventually find out. The queen is also in her third trimester, so she might give birth tomorrow on Sunday. I think is probably what's gonna end up happening. But also tomorrow is diplomacy, so we're gonna be dealing with that. Prince Samir is calling a chat. Want to answer? Sure, you can talk to your brother. But yes, guys, Prince Hephaestus has married Thea. He is still a teenager, guys, so he has gotten married a little young. But I told you guys I'm allowing that to happen with the males at least. And I might even do it with Orlin Sunneth, get her a teenager marriage, cause she's still a teenager, but her betrothed Prince Sayak is definitely a older. He's getting older, and I kind of want Orlin to start having children around the same time the other ladies are. So I might actually get her to have a teen pregnancy. One thing I do want to discuss about Prince Hephaestus and Thea, I do. Okay, this is my opinion about their marriage. So I believe that Thea, though she wanted Sayek at first, and she was angry that she had to like basically marry Hephaestus, I think she's becoming smitten with him just a little bit. I think that she does like him and is actually becoming acquainted to the fact that she's married to him. Another fun fact about Hephaestus is that he is cousins to Thea through basically her uncle Thomas. So if we come up here to Audra, her uncle Thomas is here, and this is of course Prince Hephaestus. So he is definitely he's definitely the son of Thomas. Let me see some commands. I just remember that he was in school, so let me get him to quit that. But um yeah, I think that she's becoming acquainted to the idea of basically Hephaestus being her husband. I think that she wasn't at first, but she's liking the idea now that there's this big celebration here, and they decided to have a different wedding venue. So, um, I think that she's pretty excited about this. And another thing, guys, Hephaestus definitely likes Thea, guys, because guess what? He has the sentiment about a crush. So he has a very big crush on his wife, and I think that despite Thea being disappointed in basically who she's marrying, I think she's of course getting accustomed, like I said, and I think she's starting to like the idea of being married to not Thomas but Hephaestus. But the prince here, I think the moment he saw Thea is when he definitely was like, yeah, this is going to be my wife. Like he's enamored with her, and he likes the idea of one day being married to the future High Lady of the Crescent Coven, of Crescent Castle. So I think that he's pretty happy about this outcome, and he's excited to be the husband to Thea. Now, after the wedding is done, guys, we are going to get Thea to leave the court for a little bit. She's going to spend her time, her a little bit of a honeymoon phase at Crescent Castle, and I'm going to travel there for a little bit, get Thea hopefully pregnant. Hopefully she does conceive, but if she does get pregnant, she will spend her whole pregnancy at Crescent Castle, and I will jump back to her when she does get ready to give birth. But she will be away from the castle for a while, so we won't have a lady stewardess for a short while. Um, so I just wanted to go ahead and get some of those things out of the way. And here is our pregnant mother, Seer, guys. She is definitely pregnant, and she will be in her second trimester in 7 hours. Now, I guess while we're at the wedding, guys, I can talk to you about why I feel like Orlin turned out evil. Now, okay, so when I do come over here, guys, if you come over here to the hybrid menu, you go to her occult. She's a fairy, she's a vampire, she's a spellcaster. So she's definitely half vampire, half angel, half witch. So she's a mixture of all three. And of course, guys, one thing that I think the main reason why I feel like Orlin may have turned out the way she did is because of the fact that Orlin is kind of like pampered. I'm not even gonna say she kind of is. I think she's a very spoiled princess. I feel Moira. I feel like trying to be. Well, I'm not even gonna say trying. Queen Elodie was already a good parent. I feel like she was a very attentive mother, and I feel like Moira is also that, but 10 times worse. And I feel like she gave Orlin anything she asked for. I think she was a very who was flirting with who. If okay, look, if it's a parent flirting with another child, I'm going to delete the romance bar because I don't have the energy for that. That's just so weird to me. But I did see that happen. So if it does happen again, I'm going to stop it. That is so nasty. Anyway, Princess Orlin, I feel like she was a very spoiled princess. She still is, and I think she gets whatever her heart's desire. Um, what makes that more apparent to me, guys? Even though I kind of did that as like a stylized choice to give her pink clothing, I kind of feel like it goes into her character, and I say that because unlike many princesses before her, they kind of always dressed in their coven's colors. So, of course, the Crescents, they usually dress in purple. The Odinas, their colors are blue. So, they have different types of blue within their family they dress in. And, of course, always the heiresses, they dress in like a dark blue. The second born princesses usually dress in light blues. But one thing that is different from Orlin compared to her forebearers, much like I'm gonna say Artemis though, Orland wanted to wear pink, and I feel like it's kind of a thing that the coven state like to wear their family colors, and so maybe or Moira told her daughter that you have to have blues to represent our house, our coven, but maybe Orland begged her mother, no, I want this color. I want to look more. I want this color. I prefer pink, and so Moira gave to her daughter's desires. I think that's exactly what happened. And when we do get back to LOD Castle, you're going to see her rooms. The heiress's chambers are all decorated in pinks, and I feel like that is because Orlin gets her way, and whatever she wants, her mother gives it to her. And I think it's also personified because Orlin is kind of seen as very pure in a way. And though she has vampiric blood in her, I think a lot of people of court, a lot of people of the queendom overlook that because they know that her father is an angel, and they sense in her blood that she is different from the rest of the witches, not in a demonic sense, but in a more purity sense. That she will, when she matures into a older woman, a young woman, she may be like much like her father. And if you guys can tell, she kind of looks a lot like her dad too. She has his like low eyes, which I kind of like, but she does kind of look like Czar a lot in my opinion. But uh yeah, like I feel like the princess definitely is kind of, she kind of plays into this idea that she's an angel. She's a young girl, but her mother, I feel like, always kind of made Orlin feel special because she was part angel, and she kind of said that you're one of a kind, you're an angel, you come from the goddess, essentially you are more pure than the rest of us. And so I feel like Princess Orlin kind of plays into that idea, and she definitely leans into the fact that she's more demigod than the rest of the angels, essentially. So I feel like that's why she's evil. And I don't know, I feel like Moira is like a parent that kind of tells her children a lot of stories, and she tells her the stories about her aunts or Arwen. And you know Princess Hestia and Lady Thea are jokesters, sure. I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of the reasons as to why Orlin is the way she is, and how she turned out. Why she turned out the way she turned out. She just was a spoiled princess, and she kind of is. I think she kind of lacks empathy for a lot of things. She may have empathy. I don't think there's, even though she has the evil trait, guys. I don't think that Orlin is totally evil. I just think that she's a child that usually gets her way and always gets her way, and she's a princess, so she doesn't really have um she's more spoiled than her grandmother and her mother was. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about why Orlin. You may have also thoughts on your own as to why Orlin is the way she is and why she turned out the way she turned out. And if you guys have any ideas, please let me know. I'm always open to hear. Because I do take you guys' considerations into account too. Like I don't go off my own story. And I do want other opinions, because if it makes sense to me, I will incorporate it in the story. Prince Hephaestus is a major crush on Lady Helen. You have a lot of crushes, Hephaestus. He might think that she's really pretty, but yes, that is some things that are going on. A lady. Oh, one thing I do want to show you guys too is Princess Orlin. She does not have a lot of. She has a lot of red. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of red, but she does not like a few people. She doesn't like Prince Sayek. I mean, I'm not gonna say she does not like them, but she has like a she doesn't have the most favorable impression of these people. Like, for example, the lady hand, she's not too close with her aunt, her great aunt Celestia, and she's not too close with one of the twins, one of the Queensguard twins, Indira and Irida, and she's not too fond of Sayek. And I think, yeah, she's also not too fond of Prince Hephaestus. But maybe she's a little jealous of Hephaestus because she does want to become friends with Lady Thea, which is also interesting. So she wants to get closer with Thea. So maybe that is why she does not have too much of a good impression of the Prince Hephaestus. Maybe she feels like you're taking what is mine, which is Princess, which is Royal Lady Thea. Maybe the wedding is making the Princess Orlin want to befriend Thea because she's the topic of things. Oh my god, that's why he has a crush on her, because he's over here flirting with Helen. Why are you doing that? You have a wife. Oh no, I think Helen's flirting with him. Oh my god. It's just too much familiar drama going on. Let's get you to fertilize the bush because you guys do have to use the restroom. But yeah, guys, this is the wedding. They are officially married. I think that I am gonna cut here, guys, because there's not much to this wedding. Um, it's a very much a it's a simple wedding, and I've done the things that I've wanted to do for the wedding. It's not much to it. So one thing I will go ahead and do is I'm going to move Thea out along with Hephaestus, and I'm going to go ahead and send them over to Crescent Castle, and we are going to go ahead and get Lady Thea pregnant, or at least try to. And when she does give birth is basically when we will take her back to the castle, or maybe, um, you know what, actually, guys, Lady Thea has responsibilities as a lady stewardess, so I don't think that we should have her basically away from home that long, away from the capital from that long. So maybe she would basically try for baby at um, court, and when she does get pregnant, she will remain in the castle for at least 2 trimesters. Like, I did this in the first generation and a little bit in the second generation, but by her third trimester is when she's going to go over to Crescent Castle, and she's going to give birth to her child, and then when her child ages up until an infant is when she's going to come back. That's exactly what I'm going to do. um but I'm surprised that her father and her mother didn't come. Maybe they had other things to attend to. I did invite them. I'm gonna just say for story purposes that her father and mother did come. But yeah, I don't see them here, which is okay. Because I do feel like Marcella would have definitely come for her daughter's wedding. So we're just gonna pretend like she did, as well as her father, Prince Orin. Where is her dad? Yeah, he's here. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys back at the castle. And I'm gonna go ahead and get Lady Thea's baby making on the way. And once that happens, I'm also gonna get the story set up for Victor. Okay, guys, so I had to come back over to the dice because I just realized that, well, I didn't realize it. I seen it in the background, but Queen Moira is sick. It's gonna go away in 47 seconds, minutes in the game, but I did want to go ahead and get out the 20-sided die so that that way we can go ahead and roll to see whether or not she will die from the sickness first, because we do have to roll for that. So of course 10 and 20 are the rolls, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll 1, 2, 3, and the queen survives her sickness. So I just wanted to be fair. So I'm gonna see you guys back at Castle Elodie. Okay, guys, so we're back at Elodie Castle, and right now I'm going to go ahead and get Thea and Hephaestus to try for their first child. Hopefully she does get pregnant, but if she doesn't, it's going to be okay. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get her to take a pregnancy test now. Hopefully she does go ahead and get pregnant, but we're going to have to see. I got a feeling that she's not going to be pregnant, though. Something in my gut is telling me she's not. Oh, that was right. It's okay. So we could try to get her. We could get her to try again tomorrow around 9 p.m. ish on Sunday. And I think I'll end the episode with Thea trying to get pregnant again. Um, and we're gonna keep Hephaestus in the house until she does get pregnant. So I think that'll be nice. Let's go ahead and get her to sleep here, and we can go ahead and get Hephaestus to go ahead and take a shower, and then he can go ahead and sleep next to her. Um, so it looks like their wedding night was not successful in getting her pregnant, but I mean they've been having a good time, so they seem smitten with one another. Now, guys, coming over here to Queen Moira. She has walked up in a room to see her father and her sister sitting beside each other. Now, I feel like Victor, knowing his daughter was on her way, he probably called Minerva in the room to try to kind of smooth her approach, smooth his approach and trying to get back into Moira's good graces. But I feel like she would come over here and yell at her father. So come over here and yell at him. So she would come over here and yell at him, and she would just be like, "What are you doing here? I banished you from court. So why are you in this castle? You're supposed to be at court with Victor, with Vladislav, I should say." And I feel like Minerva would come over here, hug her sister, and tell her that everything is going to be okay. Father just wanted to make sure that I had a safe trip out here to Sirius. He wanted to ensure my safety was good and stuff of that matter. So I think that Minerva is going to try to calm Moira's nerves here. With this being said, and I feel like she would then tell Minerva to leave the chambers for a little bit, go to her chambers, and get ready for bed. As she goes ahead and have a talk with her father. So which room is hers? This is her room. So I'm gonna go ahead and get her to take a shower, and then she can go ahead and go to bed. So I think Minerva, not Minerva, but Moira, she's gonna come over here to her father, and she's gonna go ahead and I think apologize for a little bit, just a little bit, and she's gonna come over here and sit next to him and talk. So um I feel like Victor would essentially tell his daughter if everything that Minerva has been saying is true, and she would say, "True about what?" She knows she's still a little bit. She's still angry with her dad. She's not happy about him being here because she specifically told him to leave Sirius, so that her reign could get better. The whole point of him leaving Sirius was to basically give herself more power, so that people could stop gossiping around court, saying that maybe Moira didn't have a spine for herself because her father was doing most of the ruling when he was regent. So I feel like he would tell his daughter, "Is it true that you've given up your vampiric side? Is it true that you're no longer vampiric?" I think is what he would tell his daughter. That, "What are you doing, Minerva? Go. You're supposed to be leaving. Is it true that you have essentially given up who you were born as?" And I think Moira would. I think she's a little bit sad about telling the truth to her dad, and I don't think that she's like kind of happy. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's happy about no longer being a vampire, but I do feel like she's kind of sad that she had to get this far, and that she's disappointing her father because she can tell that she's disappointing her dad. And I think she would admit, she would be like, "Yeah, I did. Jaleesa helped me herself. I think that if I'm to be a witch queen, then I shouldn't be vampire. It shouldn't be in my DNA. And when the time is right, I will ensure that my daughter Orlin and Minerva, as well as Pluto, and the one that I'm carrying, will no longer have this symptom that I've been cursed with my whole life: blood loss, bloodlust." And I think Victor, he would feel a very big sadness for Moira. And I think even though he wants to be here for his daughter in this moment, I think he would go straight to politics, and he would say that Vladislav sent me here. Your grandfather sent me here. He's very upset about the news that has been going around at at Hollow, what Minerva has been talking about, and he wanted to know for himself if it's true that his granddaughter has basically given up her gift, what made her special, and um and he would tell his daughter that Vlad basically wants to meet with her. And I think Moira would kind of begrudgingly be like, the hell are you talking about? I'm not going all the way. I'm not leaving my queendom to go meet with my grandfather about who I am as queen. And I think she would yell at her father, getting upset with him again. Um, and I think Victor would try to smooth it over. Come on. She would yell at her father again. She's like, "How dare you even suggest I leave my queendom, especially in the state that I am right now? I'm pregnant with potentially another princess to this throne, and you want me to leave my queendom to go meet a king who wants to know if I'm still a vampire, to pay my respects to him? I'm a queen in my own right, and I decide what I want to do on my own terms." And I think Victor, he would be like, "Oh, no, 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 I understand, daughter. I understand." And he would try to smooth everything out with Moira, trying to tell his daughter that, I understand, and you know, if anything, I can try to get Vlad to come here instead of you going to basically Hollow to meet with him. You have responsibilities as queen, and your uncle Lucifer can rule in his stead, and things of that nature. Um, but I think Victor would tell his daughter that, you doing this has kind of put a rift with you and your grandfather. And I feel like Vladislaus has always kind of had a soft spot for Moira. Um, and I think that is, I think he had a lot of hopes for Moira, and that she was going to be the future for Sirius, a vampiric queen on a throne with witch powers, a very powerful woman. If you guys think about it, Moira would have, she was for a very long time a powerful person because she was not only a vampire but a witch. And if she used her powers to her advantage, she very much could have been one of the greatest witches of all time. But Moira definitely, it wasn't in her personality to want to keep her vampiric blood. She wanted to get rid of it, and that's exactly what she has done. She's trying to have a better life, and she felt the best way to navigate politics and Sirius is to be a witch queen, a full witch queen, not a half breed. As she has been basically mocked about since she was a kid. She's been called a half breed most of her life. So, um, that is something I feel like Moira would have told her father, but he's essentially telling her that, you basically giving up your vampiric heritage has kind of made bad blood happen between our two countries, and your grandfather wants answers. And he's going to try to get those answers. But I also think that in the midst of all of this, guys, Victor would kind of tell his daughter that he does not want to be in Hollow anymore. He's going to tell his daughter that his place belongs with her, with his daughters. Um, Essentially, he's going to tell his daughter how much he's missed out on. He's going to passionately apologize to his daughter about what happened to her sister Arwen, and tell her that he had no choice in the matter. It was either allow Arwen to live and her enemies come, or it was either execute Arwen and have his daughter have a safe reign and him be on good terms with the Kingdom of Hollow, or basically ruin her good relations with her grandfather's kingdom, and also face the wrath that maybe one day Arwen might try to usurp Moira again, another threat in the horizon once again. And um, I feel like not Vlad, but Victor, he's going to apologize, and he's going to say that there was many times where he had love for Arwen, and he hoped that Arwen would have, he had hoped Arwen would have done the right thing when they were imprisoned. Um, but he told her when he was in themselves, guys, if you can remember that, you know, he basically warned Arwen. I don't remember verbatim what he said, but I do remember that, basically he said that this would cause very great outcomes, and that what Arwen was doing was treason, and he warned Arwen. He had love for Arwen. I do remember Victor kind of having love for Arwen, but he had to do what he had to do, and that was execute the threat to his daughter. But also he also did it to placate his father. And that's the coward part about Victor. He's always under his father's shadow. He's always kind of being puppeteered by his father. And it's been like that since he was a young teenage prince coming to Odina Castle and protecting the Princess Elodie while she was a regent while her mother was off at war. If you guys can remember that. But yeah, he's been kind of under the control of his father for many, many years. And Victor, I feel like he's getting tired of it. And I mean, he's been tired of it. And he wants to leave Hollow. He's tired of Hollow. The cesspool of Hollow, and he wants to be near his daughters. He basically had to miss out on so many opportunities with Minerva, and he's never even met Pluto. And he's watched his granddaughter grow. He's only seen his granddaughter a handful of times, and the last time he's seen her, she was just a little infant, and now she is a child. She's older now. She's a lot older than she was before. Let's get her to actually go to bed because she's sleepy. But yeah, it's quite sad about what's going on with the princess, with the prince. I mean, and the fact that he had to basically watch all of his children, his family get older before his eyes, and he not be around. And I think he's explaining that to Moira, and essentially asking her to keep him around. That he doesn't have to rule for his daughter. All he wants to do is be around his family. He's the only person. They're all he has left. Is what he basically will tell Moira, and he's immortal, and he doesn't want to basically, now that he knows his daughter is aging, he doesn't want to see her grow old and him not be there when she does pass away. um unlike unlike Victor, even though there is the so-called cure around, Moira is still a half witch. So you know her getting rid of her vampiric side wouldn't hurt her. But Vlad, Victor, Chad, Lucifer, they were all born vampires. That is their very existence. So I don't think that Victor can ever take a cure per se. Because it'll kill him. I feel that's who he is. He's not half anything. But I think that he wants to definitely be around when the time does come for his daughter to pass away. He's going to be immortal for the rest of his life. So the best thing to do is be around when his family passes. And I think that Moira, I think that she loves her father, and though she has been upset with him for years at this point, I don't think that she wants. I think that she has been upset with him for a while, and though they have had this rocky place, and that in her deep hearts, she intended to banish her father basically for the rest of her life from Sirius. I don't think that she actually wanted to do that to her dad. She did it out of anger and frustration. But I do think she's still angry with her dad. I don't think that him saying all of this would change her mind. Um, but I do feel like maybe Queen Moira would be like, I would think on it. Is basically what she would say. And the way she's going to think on this, guys, is she's going to host a council meeting regarding her father. Um, and that is how she's going to determine whether or not, he's going to stay in Sirius. But he does still have to do his politics with his father. He still has to talk to Vlad. So that is some things that is going to happen with with Victor. So even if he does stay in Sirius, his job is not done with his father. So there are going to definitely be some things that is going to happen with our queen and her father. Okay, guys, so right now at 7 a.m. in the morning, Queen Moira has decided to host a council meeting discussing her father. So we, of course, have all of our ladies in here. We have Tris Persephone, we have Lady Jalisa, Lady Princess Celestia. Did I say Lady Jalisa, Princess Amelia, Princess Celestia, and Royal Lady Thea, as well as Tris Persephone, and the young Princess Orlin has also joined the council meeting as the heiress. she doesn't need to be, but it is nice to have her at discussion so that she can get educated on the ways of basically one day becoming queen. Same thing that Orlin did with um, Princess Elodie, and something that Elodie really never got the chance to do with Moira. So not often, at least. So that's exactly what Queen Moira is doing with her daughter, trying to keep the tradition alive by putting her heiress at the council table with the ladies so that she can get educated. So right now, guys, the queen is discussing with her ladies, basically telling them that they have some bad news. She has some bad news for them. And the bad news is that Vladislav is not happy with the fact that Queen Moira is no longer a vampire. Now, today is diplomacy, guys. So I will go to one of the other kingdoms today to basically get that done. We might send one of our uh, diplomats out. So maybe like Lady Princess Celestia or maybe Lady Thea might go out, or even a queen, but she's pregnant, so I wouldn't want to send her out. They will go basically to a foreign kingdom, or maybe that king will come to us. I'm gonna say the king will come to the castle actually, because there's so much going on, and um, I honestly do not want to travel, especially because we have a birth on the way. Then we also have Princess Nara's birthday today as well. So I have so much to do. And then we have to discuss Prince Victor. So, yes, guys, essentially, she's telling them that her grandfather is not too happy about the fact that she's not a vampire, and he wishes for me to go to Hollow. And I feel like more so out of everyone, I feel like maybe Celestia, as her lady hand, would tell her, no, you should not leave this kingdom, especially in your state of pregnancy right now. You must stay here. Maybe one of us should go to Hollow. Maybe me, Lady Celestia, I mean Princess Celestia, or Lady Thea can go to Hollow, but you must remain here. And then Moira would also say in the midst of that, my father suggested that basically that Vlad come here. And I feel like everyone at the council table would be like, your father? Did he send you a letter, my queen? Like, what happened? And the queen would be like, no, my father is actually here. He's in my chambers. He slept overnight here. He arrived here with Minerva while we were away having the celebration for Lady Thea's wedding day. And I think that the queen would definitely, I mean, I think the ladies at the table would be like, what? Especially, I feel like Jaleesa more so. I think Jaleesa would definitely say, inquire about what is he doing here. And he basically, she's going, I feel like Moria would basically tell them, like, well, he's come to basically warn me about my grandfather, tell him about the fact that, he wants me to come to court with them, to his court to see him. Do not do that. What is with these Sims like randomly flirting with people? Like it's kind of crazy. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe it was like an update, but I feel like it's more so heightened now for some particular reason. Huh. Interesting. But yes, she's basically going to tell them that, but she's also going to say essentially like, my father also asked to stay here. And I never thought that I would consider this again, but maybe he should. Maybe my father should basically stay in Sirius. He says that Hollow is not where he belongs. He belongs with his family. And I feel like the ladies of the council would be they would be confused, and they would say, I don't think that he should stay. And Moira would be like, but he's my father. He's the father. He's the prince father of Sirius. He deserves a place here. He was my mother's husband. He was the prince consort to Queen Elodie. So I feel like that's what she would remind the ladies here. And I feel like maybe Celestia, I feel like as her niece, she may have some sympathy for Moira, and she would tell her, I think that the prince can be here, guys, ladies. I think that he can stay in the Queendom of Sirius, but he must understand that he is a man, and he has no place at this council table unless it comes for dire measures. He cannot rule in any way capacity, and if the queendom is in need of a regent, he will not be the regent. One of us shall be the regent. a woman in power, but not a lord, not him, not a prince father. He is a man. He should know his place, is what I think Celestia would say. And the queen has gone into labor. I'm gonna pause right here so that we can get this out. But I think that the ladies hearing this news would agree, and they would understand that he's a prince, and he was the father, he was the mother, he was the wife of guys to he was the husband to Queen Elodie. As you guys can see, I do have a portrait of her right in the council chambers when she was a young princess. I do have a few portraits around the castle, guys, because I decided to just use the pictures instead of using the paintings because the paintings are not working anymore. So, if you guys can see, there will be a few paintings hanging around the castle. So, if you guys spot them, let me know. But yes, she would Celestia would tell them, like, he was the prince consort, and he is now the prince father to Queen Moira. He deserves a place here, but not in power. He should take a back seat, and just be the prince father. He should allow for us women to rule. He needs to stay in a man's place. And I think the ladies of the council would agree. And Moira, um, I feel like she was trying to see what her ladies would say, and if they disagreed, she would have sent her father away. But now that they have agreed that he should stay here, but under a very strict watch, um, a very strict way of living, I should say. I think that the ladies now agree, and I think she's gonna go ahead and tell her father the good news, but also the bad news that comes along with it. And then he also has to get prepared to go back to Hollow for a little bit and meet with his father with maybe one of these ladies. We're going to discuss it a bit more, maybe next episode. But for right now, I am going to go ahead and get Moira prepared to give birth. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Okay, guys, so we are back, and Queen Moira is sitting, of course, next to her Lady Alchemist with the Queen's Guard right here protecting her as she's about to go ahead and give birth. We have a few of our ladies within here, as well as the baby father, um, Lord Caleb Vator, and of course Prince Victor Odina, who has just gotten the news that he is going to stay at court. So I'm pretty sure he's ecstatic to now get to see his daughter give birth, but also to know that he will basically have a place at Sirius Court, of course, with a lot of restrictions now, more than before. But we're gonna go ahead and get the queen to give birth. I'm gonna go ahead and look at these baby names that I did see for Moira, because I didn't check to see if she's gonna have a boy or girl, so I'm kind of going to be surprised by this. And I'm gonna go ahead and check to see whether or not I'm gonna go ahead and check to see the baby names that I liked for this child, whether it be a boy or a girl. So let's go ahead and get Moira to go ahead and give birth. Oh my god, guys! So she had a little girl. Ah! That is crazy. Oh my god, I'm actually kind of surprised by that because I was kind of thinking that she was gonna have a son. Wow. Okay. Okay. Uh, I was really hoping she would have a son because this is gonna. Okay. Anyway. All right. So the name that I think would be um best fitting for this little princess is going to be Sienna. So Princess Sienna is going to be born. Sienna. There we go. And this name was suggested to me by, I really don't say who the names was suggested by, but I feel like this one was very specific, so I have to say it. It was EKA98. She suggested the name to me, and the meaning was meaning light. She hopes by naming her baby girl this, that Gaia and her saints will bless her with the light instead of darkness. So I think that kind of fits what Moira's like religious. Um, I was really juggling between uh Lilith. I was really juggling between all of them, but I feel like Sienna is the best fitting for this young princess because Moira hopes that, I don't think she wants to hate her child. I don't think that Moira's a hateful person, but she hopes that to basically combat this darkness that vampires usually have, her daughter Sienna will have a much more light name to kind of make her seem more lighter than most. So let's go ahead and name her Princess Sienna Odina. So a second born princess, guys, the future princess of Sunstone was born, and she is very much a vampire. So this is going to be interesting. Now she's either going to have the brown hair or the black hair of her mother. So her father has brown hair, but her mother has black hair. So she will not, guys, have any type of silver hair in sight. This baby is definitely going to be more vampiric looking than witch, if anything. So let's go ahead and get her to put her daughter down. This is kind of crazy. And look at Princess Orlin. She came over here just to see her little sister born. But let's go ahead and get her to show her off to Caleb here. So come on. Go ahead and show little Sienna off to Caleb. And then you can go ahead and breastfeed your daughter. Yes. So go ahead and breastfeed her. Um, I wonder where her parenting skill is. It's at a level 7. Oh my gosh, she's a really good parent, actually. I guess because I did get her to take care of her children a lot, especially her younger sister, Minerva. And then we can go ahead and get Prince Victor to come meet his new granddaughter, so Sienna. So this is the first grandchild. I think he was actually, no, he was present for Orlan's birth, but he was not present for Pluto's birth. So this is like the second grandchild that he's going to be present for. He just missed out on a lot of growing up with Orlan. So he's going to go ahead and meet his granddaughter. And fun fact, guys, this is his uncle. So Caleb is Victor's uncle. So he's looking at basically his cousin slash granddaughter. It's kind of crazy. Because his mother was Queen Lilith, and this is Queen Lilith's brother. So yeah, kind of cool. But also kind of nasty. But she looks so adorable. I wonder how Princess Sienna is going to go ahead and turn out. Okay, guys. So per usual, we gotta come over here and roll to see whether or not Queen Moira will die from her childbirth. So of course, 10 and 20 are the deciding factors. So let's go ahead and roll. 1, 2, 3. And Queen Moira survived her childbirth. So that's good. It looks like she had a very smooth pregnancy with Sienna because she's very far away from 10 and 20. Well, guys, we are back. And sadly, I did this all for, of course, Princess Nora's birthday, but she ended up aging as literally the cake was made. And she's now a young adult. And she randomized the trait skeptical. Not entirely trusting a majority of things you see or hear. Skeptical Sims like to challenge the universe to provide concrete proof that something is indeed as it might appear. So, yes, that is that is Princess Nara's traits. She's a very I think she's very, I wouldn't say precautious, but she's very I think she likes to be based in logic a lot of the time. She's very knowledgeable, is what I would say. But anyway, right now we are having the diplomacy meeting with one of the kings, and the king that has decided to come to Sirius is King Bourbon, Louis Bourbon. Now, we have not seen a Bourbon since the first season of our Covenant Legacy, but this is King Antoine's son, who is an adult who ages up in, I think, 3 days. 2 actually. He's going to become an elder very, very soon, and he does have an heir to his throne, his son. But needless to say, is Queen Moira is having a meeting with him, of course, because they're discussing trade routes, things of that matter, diplomacy, politics. And right now, the Queen is trying to make sure that Louis is okay in his stay, you know, welcoming him to the Queendom of Sirius, essentially. Victor is sick. He may be immortal, but he could definitely die pressurized. Prince Victor's hair is a little like a teapot, short, stout, and all steamed up. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Queen Moira is technically the diplomat right now because she's the one talking to the king. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Victor's sickness, and I'm also gonna go ahead and roll for the diplomacy of it all. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, so first we're gonna go ahead and roll for Victor's sickness. So 1, 2, 3, and he rolled a 14, so he survived his sickness. Next, we're gonna go ahead and roll for Queen Moira's diplomacy. So I'm gonna go ahead and come right back. I'm gonna go make sure I go check in my rules, and I'm gonna go ahead and determine everything that goes on. Okay, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys a quick refresher. I remember me editing this, so I did edit it from the last time. I've updated my rules, and it says here using a 20-sided die, you will determine your outcome. 1 through 4 is a neutral meeting. The relationship stays the same. A 5 through 8 is a good meeting. Add 5,000 simoleons to your household income every new season from trade deals. 9 through 12, great meeting, a marriage alliance, and 10,000 to your household income every year, every new season from outstanding trade deals. And 13 through 16, poor trade meeting, removes 5,000 millions from your household income from poor trade deals. And 17 through 20 is a terrible meeting, and it removes 10,000 from your household income from an embargo and a war has started. So hopefully a war does not start with the kingdom, and I'm hoping a marriage does not happen, because we got to figure out who's going to have an arranged marriage within the family, because we already arranged everybody's marriage. So it probably would have to be either Prince Pluto, Princess Orlin, or the newborn Princess Sienna. So we're gonna go ahead and roll really quickly. So okay, guys, I'm a little nervous, but 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so it looks like, guys, from this meeting with King Louis, the Queen has done a good job with talking to him, and they have decided to do new trade deals with their two countries, and essentially every new season we will add 5,000 millions to our household. So King Vlad and Queen Moira have actually had a successful meeting, which I think is very, very interesting, because it just proves to me that Moira is such a good, queen. She's really ruling, and I love that about her. Okay, guys, coming back, we're gonna go ahead and add this money to our household. Oh, testing cheats true. What? 378, 382. There we go. So we've had 5,000 millions added to our household, and by the next season with the Kingdom of Bourbon, which will basically be next week, we will add another 5,000 to our household. So there we go. We've had a good meeting with the Kingdom of Bourbon. We can go ahead and share the diplomacy spirit with King Louis here. Um, but now that that has happened, we have had gotten our diplomacy in with, I also find it interesting because maybe King Louis, probably unlike his father, who had a very bad, it's great to be a part of the family, dirty dishes, noise, and all. Even though his father his father messed up, and his father was King Antoine, and he was the one who lost against Queen Orlin, and so maybe he's trying to better his kingdom and trying to keep peace with Sirius and Bourbon by essentially creating trade deals and alliance with Sirius. Not technically a full blown alliance, but a very good relationship with these two realms, and so they have decided to go ahead and do trade deals with one another. So I think that's really nice. Queen Moira is definitely setting the standard for future queens to come. She's really, Ellie didn't really have a chance to become queen. I mean, Elodie, she was queen, but she didn't really have the chance to stay as queen for a long time to like really show me what she can do. But I definitely feel like Moira is outshining her mother when it comes to ruling her queendom. Um, oh, and if you guys are wondering, right here is a portrait of Queen Orlin, Princess Deianira, and Princess Elodie. They took a portrait together. I have a few of these portraits just hanging around in the castle. Let me see if I can find some. Of course, as you guys saw here, we have this one of Queen Elodie when she was a princess. Lights all candles. So we have this one right here. I think I have some more around the castle. Coming up to the second floor of the castle, We have this one with Queen Orlin, Princess Elodie, and Princess Moira. When Moira was a teenager, Elodie was a young woman, and of course, Queen Orlin was an elder when she was in her last years as queen. They took a portrait. They had one like this similar, but I wanted to redo it to kind of make it look more authentic. So that's exactly what I did. And this is their portrait together, three queens and one portrait. Um, then I think if I come not in this direction, I guess. Oh, right here we have portraits of Princess Celestia and Princess Deianira. So I have two portraits right here of our princesses, and I have another portrait right here of Queen Orlin when she was an elder, right next to Queen Moira's chambers. So this is another portrait of her, and then there is another one right here of Princess Artemis. So I definitely did want to get a portrait made of Artemis because I don't think I ever did get one done, and I had her saved to my gallery. So I did get a portrait made of Artemis, and she is amongst the legends of the royal family, and so now she has a place in on our walls here. And I think that's it for the second floor. I don't think I have any portraits made on the third floor, which is where Princess Orlin sleeps. Oh, this is how her room looks, guys. If you're wondering, this is very pinks in here. This is definitely to her liking. A very spoiled princess, if you ask me. But yes, this is Princess Orlin's chambers. I really love the way it turned out. It's really, really cute. I really just changed the colors of the room, but I also did change a few things around, especially like the bed and stuff like that. But yes, definitely to Princess Orlin's liking. I think if you go on near I think the first under the castle, not the dungeons yet, but there is these portraits right here of our princesses, the first generation princesses when they were just children. One of Princess Elodie, one of Princess Artemis, one of Princess Deianira, and one of Celestia, all when they were just children. And then I think I think that's about it when it comes to the portraits on this floor. But definitely, if you go to this floor, I have redid the portraits in the crypts, and this is how Queen Orlin looks in her new portrait. Similar to her old one, so it's kind of still the same, but it's more crisp and clear. And then they have this one of Queen Elodie, and now of course Queen Moira. And thank God these portraits don't disappear when you leave the lot or save. So yes, I'm gonna continue this trend using the photographs. We're just gonna pretend like they're portraits, like they're getting painted. But yes, I am eventually gonna come back and redo all of these portraits right here of our consorts. Um, yeah, they're still alive, so I'll be able to do it. Um, Actually, they're saved to the gallery, so I'm still gonna end up doing it. Oh wait, where is Cyrus's? Where is Cyrus's? That's too much thinking. I'll figure it out when I log off. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna redo these portraits as well. But um, I am gonna come back, guys, because I do want to get Lady Princess. Not oh my god, I am gonna come back, guys, because I do want to get Royal Lady Thea's. I want to get her pregnant with Hephaestus's child. So I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys around 9 p.m. whenever Thea is ready to go ahead and try for a baby. Okay, guys, so we are back at well, we were already at LOD Castle, but we're here at 9 p.m. and we're gonna get a lady, Thea, and her husband to go ahead and try for a baby. Now, one thing I did do off camera, guys, is that I got Dune Dust pregnant. So one of the one of the cats, I did get them pregnant. Only one of them can because one of them is a female, but Dune Dust is pregnant, and I decided to bind her to Celestia. So this is gonna be now Celestia's familiar. Um, I thought it made sense. So I have decided to go ahead and let Celestia take over Dune Dust as her familiar. But she is currently pregnant and she does have a little boy and a little girl within her womb. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But she's pregnant with the Tart's cat, Merlin. He's not an intelligent cat, unlike our familiar cats. But the queen needed, she wanted her familiar line to continue, so she made sure that she got a cat from another family, which is the Tarth family, and she got them to breed with Dune Dust. Now, as for Duskfire, who is a male, the queen is still looking for other cats um, for him to breed with, someone to carry on his intelligent brood. This is her familiar after all, Queen Moira's familiar. They are pretty close with each other. So the queen is looking to continuing Dune Dusk, not Dune Dusk, but Duskfire's lineage. So guys, if you want to, you can post some cats to the gallery for me under Ronald the Simmer's hashtag. Um, and I will use them in the future for Duskfire, but it has to be very soon. Because he does age up in like 5 days. So I mean, he can still have a child when he's an elder, but I prefer for him to be an adult when he does try to have his lineage, his litter. And that way we'll have like a handful of cats to give out to the children when they do come of age enough to have a familiar. So that's something I did want to go ahead and point out for you guys as Thea and Hephaestus try for their child yet again. Hopefully she gets pregnant, but sometimes it doesn't happen even when um even on a second try. So hopefully it does. Let's see. I think she's done now. Oh, she's not. Oh, she's done now. No, she's not. Is she done now? Yeah, she's done. Okay, let's get you to take a pregnancy test, Thea. Let's see if you are pregnant with your child. Come on. And right now, Queen Mora is taking care of, I think, Sienna. Yeah, I think she needs to get breastfed. So let's go ahead and feed your daughter. So let's go ahead and feed Sienna. That's such a pretty name, Sienna. I'm definitely going to add those other two names to my list because they are really pretty. Lilith. I might, if Sienna ends up ever having children, she might name her child Lilith, which I think would be kind of cool. Let me get back over to Thea. Thea, here I come, Thea. Let's see if you're gonna be pregnant or not. I'm hoping this time it comes to light. What? Guys. No. This is so annoying. Okay, so I guess we have to wait again on Monday for her to get pregnant. Oh my god, something in my body was telling me that she wasn't gonna get pregnant again. I don't know why it's so hard for her to conceive. Um, but we can try again next episode with Thea, on Monday. But for right now, guys, I'm just gonna leave it off here. It has been a very long episode, and I don't want to continue any longer. So my name is Ronald this summer, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.